think we might be okay. Hello everyone and welcome to this new Monday stream here on Access the Animus. My name is Marco and today we are back playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and we're going to replay some of the Mastery Challenges that we tried back in June when it was added to Valhalla. We're not gonna go through the story because I don't have a proper save, but at least we're gonna go back and get back a feeling of what the Mastery Challenges are and what we can do with them. So hello everyone, hello KA, hello Stefano, hello La Red Erudito, Scata, welcome guys, so nice to see you. Like I said, we're going to play some Mastery Challenges. We can't go through the story itself because I don't have a proper save for that anymore, but we can at least get back a feeling of what the Mastery Challenges are about. And as we can see, there are 5 locations right now all across England where Eivor can do 3 challenges, both in terms of combat, stealth, and archery. And there are some limitations in terms of items, abilities, and equipment. And we also have some constraints or additional objectives, and based on how we are going to perform, that's what we're going to get a specific score, and we can expect something like that in the update that is going to be released tomorrow. Update 1.5.1 will add support for the Ostara Festival once again, but also you will have Pack 2 or Part 2 for Mastery Challenge, which is going to be free for everyone that owns Valhalla, and also should hopefully complete the story of the Mastery Challenges that involve the Valkyries. That involves Hildur, the Isu Valkyrie, and Hildebrand, her descendant. Hello Skata, still no real patch notes for 1.5.1. Yes, we were actually expecting a lot of, some of the fans were expecting the patch notes at 6 p.m. as is usually the case. That was not the case today, as it was not for 1.5.0 before Dawn of Ragnarok. And this time there was a confirmation for the update being released tomorrow, but no patch notes, so they might be released either later tonight or tomorrow. Who knows? This is weird. This hasn't happened in what, 3 years? Like, at least since Origins, the patch notes have always released the day before the actual updates. This is strange, but we'll see. Every now and then throughout the stream, I'm gonna check on the Assassin's Creed social media and the website, and you guys as well. If you see anything in there, let me know in the chat so I can share that with you all. Sary is doing one of the combat challenges.
You see me die a lot of times.
Yeah, one of the limitations that you have in the challenges is that you don't have to die. That's one of the limitations you have in the entire game, apparently. Team Horn, welcome to the stream. Piotr, welcome to the stream. I'm good. It's been a long Easter weekend. And here, I don't know about you guys, but in Italy, Easter is celebrated a lot. So, which means you have to eat a lot every day of the Easter weekend. That is the case for Christmas. So, we need like a week of detox now because like our families were pretty intense on us. But yeah, I hope you're not dealing with the bug that's happening with everybody else. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where your saves disappear. I hope that's not the case. I read, I think on the Assassin's Creed Discord server that they are looking into it and they're going to You did almost 400 points. Well, almost 500 points. There's going to be a fix that's going to be added with the update tomorrow, so hopefully that issue will be fixed tomorrow about the missing saves. Hello Bielek, welcome to the stream. Wiser student, welcome to the stream. We don't deserve patch notes anymore, apparently. The thing is, it feels strange. I gotta give you that. It feels strange because we've been used to have the update, the notes every day before the release of the update since Origins. It's been what, almost 5 years now, so it feels super weird. I'm never going to get gold medals. I think I might be in to get the gold medals in the stealth sessions. I do like the stealth sessions. Other than that, unless they have been more lenient in the archery and combat stuff, I don't think I'm gonna get the gold medals in there as well. I'm playing GTA Online when I listen to you. Thank God you guys are playing this, because I could never get through this. It seems like Sary also is not able to get through this. But yeah, I mean, this is part 1. This is still part 1. Part 2 will be available tomorrow. If anything goes according to plan, because, you know, if the notes are not here, well, I do hope that the patch is going to be here tomorrow. StimSivario just joined to say hi, but now I'm gonna go. Well, thanks for joining us. That was fast, but it was nice to see you, StimSivar. Jetin, welcome to the stream. Another aficionado of the Monday streams. Crafty, hello. That's what you get when you decide to deploy the day after a holiday. Yes. I'm not sure how many people at Ubisoft are celebrating, because, well, Easter is celebrated across the world. The Monday after is not always celebrated in every country. I know that it is celebrated in Italy. I've seen a few US friends there saying that the Monday after Easter is not celebrated. So I'm not sure about that. Like, I believe that a company such as Ubisoft can even just plan a notes article without necessarily being there. But any Fortnite skin giveaway today? No, sadly no, we don't have any more skins. We're not sure if hopefully if they're going to do more partnerships in the future. Ubi shared some codes with us with the first 2 releases, so yes, but I don't think they're going to share any more additional codes with us. I still want to know, Mr. Meme, I still want to know why Eivor is buried in Finland. Please don't write in caps lock, but yeah, we all want to know what happened to Eivor and why she ended up in Finland. I formulated a theory in our latest and final episode of the Dawn of Ragnarok analysis, which is pretty much if Baldur's conscience is still within the Salakar / pedestal in the Grand Temple of Turin in Vinland, in North America, then Eivor, if she recognizes that she is a descendant of Odin, she might go back there to have a chance for Odin to meet Baldur for the final time. But that's just a theory, and also it might be going against the idea that the Grand Temple could not be open at any time other than in 2012. So it's just an idea. Wait, are there stealth-related challenges too? No. Yes, there are. There's archery, combat, and stealth-related challenges. And that is why I hope that I can get gold, at least in the stealth ones. I remember getting the gold in the stealth ones, even when stealth was broken, so I mean, they required some trials, some trial and error, but they weren't, at least to me, they weren't as tough and especially as hard on the constraints as the combat and archery challenges. Then again, like I mentioned in our video, they are called Mastery Challenges for a reason. The thing is, it feels frustrating because if you miss one target, you're not gonna get gold. So one thing is challenging the player and their skills. Another is frustrating them because they just miss one element, or the targets kill themselves without even the player's input. So a lot of players experienced that issue, which wasn't really nice. Hello James, welcome to the stream. We are trying the old Mastery Challenges while waiting for the new ones, and also while waiting for the notes for update 1.5.1, which are still not here as far as I know. We're on the same team, Marcus. It's a holiday in Poland as well. So are we in the same team also as in eating straight, like for 3 days straight and then having to detox for a week? Are we in that team as well? Thank you, KA. You're saying you enjoy our streams. Yes, we very much chill, just chill and have a chat about AC in general. While Sary gets nervous about not making it, but you're very close. Like, you're getting almost all the enemies, even if not all of them are through the constraints, like in direct kills and.
Well, I indirect killed a lot of them.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't even check that. Oh.
Nothing.
So you might get close to 500?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Raven means stealth, bear means combat, and wolf means archery. So yes, the same visual indications that you have in the skill tree are the same visuals that you can find while doing the Mastery Challenge. So if you're saying, like, you can see that everything in the archery challenge is in the blue color palette. You can see, like, the fire is blue, the environment is bluish, and that's because you're doing the archery challenge. And this is sort of like called within the game as I don't recall if it's Niflheim or Jotunheim or something like that. The stealth areas are called Alfheim for some reason. And you did silver.
Whoa.
That was good. And I think the combat areas are called Muspelheim as well. But the story justification here is not connected to anything mythological. The story here, I mean, there are some types to the mythology in there, in that there's this old lady called Hildirand that is teaching Eivor a new way to train herself. It's called battle meditation, and basically by using this amulet, she is doing what we call the Mastery Challenges. But basically these are trainings that happen only in her mind. It's sort of like an augmented reality placed over an environment that really exists in the world. So as we can see now, we have we're doing the stealth challenges, and everything is in the yellow palette with a lot of leaves going around. So that's why it's called Alfheim, I think, in the game files. I don't think this is not a mythological realm or anything like that. It's more like something happening in Eivor's mind. It's more like a training of the mind caused by this amulet that she has. The trailer for the update should be out too. I'm not sure if they're having one. They did for U1. They did have the trailers, but trailers usually are out on the day of the patch, not on the day of the patch notes. Usually it's patch notes on the Monday, update at like 1 or 2 p.m. CET on the Tuesday, and then the trailer is like in the afternoon or early afternoon, again European time, if there's something big to promote here. And I would say that Mastery Challenge Part 2 is pretty big in that there is story tied to it. And yes, this is also going to introduce, like the update 1.5.1 is going to introduce the Ostara season. I mean the Ostara festival, not the Ostara season. Even though it will feel absolutely weird to do all the Easter themed activities after Easter is over in the real world, but I guess there should be some new rewards like hair and beard and maybe tattoos. So at least there should be some motivations for a player to go back to the Ostara festival, and we might stream that as well. Maybe it should be on Thursday, so that should be April the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Blue is for Niflheim. Yes. Lagarde, welcome to the stream. Tell me something. Are you playing some other games than AC currently? If so, what games? I hope at least you're not stuck with AC game. I'm not stuck with AC games. I'm more stuck with AC content creation. But other than that, I am postponing playing Elden Ring. I wanted to start it because I'm still not finding a PS5. I cannot play Horizon Forbidden West yet, so I'm going to play Elden Ring soon. Now we're gonna have Mastery Challenge Part 2, the Ostara Festival, so I would imagine maybe over the weekend, next weekend, or like end of the week, I might hopefully be able to start Elden Ring at last. I'm a very late adopter compared to everyone else. Any specifics on the update tomorrow, Visquid? No, sorry. No specifics yet. Hopefully later in the day. I wouldn't expect that though. I mean, it's almost 9 p.m. CET. They were already late with the announcement at 8 p.m. I'm not sure. Andy Reloads was saying it looks like they are connecting the mythological aspects with the mastery stuff and the portals near the settlement. I hope that's not the case, but yeah, they might do that. I think I saw Andy's video. I think he was mentioning that because that was also hinted at by Jose Araiza, who is one of the post-launch producers. And so he was quoting him on that, so we might indeed see some mythological aspects connected to the 3 portals that can be found at the end of the first Mastery Challenge. We might even go there and check them out. I'm not sure if we can track the grotto anymore, but yes. I hope we get the Revelations outfit. Probably, I wouldn't expect that now, but maybe it could be added to the Ubisoft Connect challenges. They added a lot of tattoos in their recent weeks, and at some point they just made available the Ezio from Brotherhood outfit and the Hidden Ones outfit, like Basim's outfit. So they could do that at some point throughout the year. A lot of people have found it already in the game files, so I think it's pretty much a matter of time, and then they're going to release it. What's the Armory gonna do? Jatin is asking. The Armory is a new building that is going to be added not with the next update, so not this Thursday. I think the planned release date for now is May, generic May, and judging from the picture, it looks like it's going to be a building where you can show up your outfits. I hope, as Jiraptor mentioned also, that it's not going to be the new single location where you can change your outfit. After playing 2 years this game and being able to change your outfit on the spot, I don't think that's going to be the case. So it's more like going to be some place where you can showcase and drop your outfits. But I would expect some gameplay connected to it as well. So we're gonna have to wait and see what it's going to be. I wonder if they'll change dialogues in the summer festival, since it's kind of tied to the Siege of Paris. That's a good question. Because Ostara... Was it Ostara? Yes, it was Ostara. It had some dialogues about Charles the Fat. And about an expedition that was about to happen. Maybe they're going to cut them. Because otherwise it would feel super, super weird. If you play Elden Ring, I will be interested to watch you playing it. If you can stream it from your YouTube channel. So you can see me die every 3 seconds. I could do that. Not sure how much free time I have throughout the week. But yeah, could do that. Instead of just talking about like only AC. Why not? Why not? Just like Andy, I think you need to finish part 1 storyline in order to start part 2. Yes, I agree. Because it's a continuation of the story. I hope the Ubisoft will make this only available after you finish part 1. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess with the story once again. So with Eivor not knowing anything about what is happening around her, judging from the rumors and the stuff that Andy found in the game files, it looks like in the upcoming content, it seems like they are taking into consideration stuff that already happened in the post-launch content and in the main game, sort of. So I hope that's going to be the case also for Mastery Challenge Part 2. It would be very weird if they did not take into consideration Part 1 of the same content and just restarted or rebooted this kind of content. I know it took them a number of months to go back to the free content, but I hope that it's going to be at least okay. Yeah, the armory is the most interesting thing in the recent news. I've seen a lot of positive comments about this, and I think that's because for the new fans, it's a way for them to showcase the new outfits that they got. And for old-time fans, this is also kind of like a callback to the similar locations in the old games where the game actually showcased your outfits. That was the case in Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. In the Assassin's hideouts, you could see all the items you had gotten, so not only the outfits but also the weapons and all their stats. In Unity also there was a location where you could see not only your armors but also your trophies. It was called Trophy Room in the Café Theatre or something like that. James, you will absolutely know more about this than I do. And also, well, the train in Syndicate did have some similar rooms where you could have a look at your accomplishments and stuff. So yeah. Lina, welcome to the stream. I hate the mastery challenges too. Too hard to get gold from all. If part 2 is that hard, I will not finish it. Honestly, as you can see, we haven't finished them properly. I am a player that enjoys hard difficulty if it's balanced. Like, I try and recognize if I am good or not, if I'm good enough or not. But I also try to see, like, is the game designed to be frustrating? Is that part designed to be frustrating? Or is there too many issues that do not allow me to properly get the final score? Then I'm not gonna spend any more time to just hope that all the stars will align in order to get the best score. So absolutely. Oh, I missed some of the comments. It would be interesting if the armory is not just a building, but allows us to create and store different builds loadout. Odyssey was so good in this. Like, you could have 3 loadouts ready at the click of a button. So I would like, maybe, like, it could be nice to create your loadouts there, but also having them ready at any time while you're playing without having to go back to Ravensthorpe. But even then, it would feel pretty boring to go back to Ravensthorpe if you want to change your second or third loadout. So I think that loadout change is better. It's best to have it in the menu at any time, and then I'd prefer the game to reload instead of like having to go back to Ravensthorpe, especially in consoles that take a lot of time to load an area. So for PS4 and Xbox One, would be kind of okay with the next gen consoles, new gen consoles. Yeah, all the outfits you unlock as you play Unity, either from chests or from story completion, are displayed in a room in the Café Theatre. Yes. My PS4 might be broken soon. Oof. Hope it's not gonna be the case soon, or at least tomorrow. So you can at least try the Mastery Challenge. See if they are frustrating or not. I remember not really liking this challenge especially, or was I able to do this? I don't remember, because you had to do like stun attack kills. I don't even remember what a stun attack is, and you had to use the Russian bash ability, but also killing them, because if you don't kill them, the constraints are very, very specific, and I don't think that these constraints actually require skill. They are like very tough constraints. It feels artificial. It doesn't reward skill, in my opinion. In my new armory building, I will have just the legacy outfits. That will remind even more of the room in the Café Theatre, I would say. I made my son to finish them. He does not even play the game and he's better than me. I mean, any help is always welcome to complete something. I would very much welcome anyone to do the stone cairns in my game, because I even in sometimes at some of the most difficult ones, I sometimes I stay there for one entire hour and I can't even complete them. So it's kind of complicated. So yeah, any help would be welcome. I'm trying to co-opt White Wolf Whispers from Twitter to do the stone cairns, because she's very good at them. Please come to Italy and just do the stone cairns for me, then you can go back. Sure. I'm way too bad at these. I think it's the constraints that are very, very specific, and you need to be super careful. And if you even have just one single misstep, look at Sary having 0 points. I mean, you have to kill the target before finishing, so You should use the Russian Bash
Yeah, I don't know where it
ability.
is.
Yeah, because we don't see. It's covered by my head. It should be around here. There should be like the circle with the abilities. You could try some of them. Like it's R2 plus X or R2 plus circle. That's a brilliant idea. Having someone else. If they are. Did you die? Did you? What happened?
Yeah, I guess I died.
Trial ended. I got called into assist on some Phoenix because I was so familiar with controls. Phoenix as in Phoenix Rising? I loved some of the enigmas, some of the puzzles in Immortals Phoenix Rising. It was absolutely amazing in there. You enjoyed the cairns in Valhalla. Can you please enjoy doing mine, James? I don't know if there's any way, but please. Problem is that I get frustrated if I cannot do it max 5 times. I can get to 8 to 10, kinda, and then I'm done.
I get 1.
Sary is done. 1 and it's done. Even us who got all gold in the first weeks of Mastery Challenge Part 1, trust me, we died a ton. I lost count the first day. Yes, there was one, I think was it this one? Or there was one Mastery Challenge, an archery one, where you had to headshot and weak points. You had to either headshot, kill, and hit the weak points. Not in that order. So you had to, like, in order to get all the points, you had to hit all the weak points and then headshot the enemies, which is you're very bad if you're trying to do this, because when you hit the weak point, the guard is likely to come at you, and thus it's going to be very difficult to do the headshot. The arrow puzzles in particular, yeah. What about the new share play feature? I was thinking about using the share play feature with somebody. Please, play for me. Do the cairns. Can somebody do the mastery challenges for somebody else? Yeah, we're going to create a website where people can meet, and so that they can do something like the Let Me Solo Her player that is finishing Elden Ring for other players. That story that I saw it in the Games Press. It was amazing. Odin Mine Video Ita Wolf aka. I'm sorry, Scat, I didn't get what you mean. Guards were killing themselves. Yes, I saw a lot of people back then saying that in some of the mastery challenges where you were required to headshot kill everyone, they killed themselves, which was absolutely crazy. Jetting old school tracks like Imola, oh, you're talking about Imola, play out so bad with the modern big wide limousine cars. We're talking about Formula 1 again. And this is a secret. Can we release it? We're talking about Imola. Can we release a secret? Can we say a secret? Yes. We are going to Imola. We're going to participate. We're going to watch the Imola Formula 1 race live. We're going to go there. I'm going to take a lot of pictures and videos. And of course, they're already forecasting rain that day. It would be my first rainy F1 race. It would be cool. Odin Mine Hideout. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Or was it? Okay. I get what you mean. The archery ones were my most hated ones. I love the stealth ones. I thought that the stealth ones were pretty balanced. Tough for sure. And again, if you had even just one misstep, you were done. But other than that, I thought the stealth challenges were okay. They really make it hard to make even one mistake in some of these challenges. I have mostly golds, but there's still a few. I'm stuck on silver because of this. Who knows? Maybe they're going to, while patching and introducing part 2, maybe they're going to patch the other challenges here. Make them more bearable. Or maybe they can add some difficulty levels. Though, again, they're called Mastery Challenges, so... it is this one. Yeah, it is this one. Marcus, since you are a car guy, do you watch Top Gear? I did not, and I do not. I watched some random episodes back in the day when they did, before all the streaming services were out, and some of those were translated and had voiceovers in Italian. So while I was jumping from channel to channel, sometimes I watched Top Gear. I watched some episodes, especially the ones which had Formula 1 drivers in there. I remember Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel went there. But that's it. I remember them being like the three hosts were super funny, and they moved on to do many more shows. I remember James May doing an amazing show about Japan that is on Amazon Prime. I still remember it to this day. It was super fun. We laughed a lot while watching it. Mugello was so much better in 2020. I mean, there were a lot of crashes and red flags. Yeah. Mugello was another good race. I hope we can get God Mod back and do Mastery Challenges with that. Yeah. I mean, if you're playing on PC, I wonder if there are some mods that you can use to complete the Mastery Challenges in an easier way. That would be cheating though. Not sure. One of the best things about F1 during COVID was all the new circuits we got to visit and revisit. Yes, actually, I think that's because of COVID and the issues that there were back in 2020. That's why they went back to have Imola as one of the races, and then they said it was pretty good for like the fans liked it, and now they made a new contract that is lasting until 2025. So good for us, because now we're having 2 races in Italy. So yes. Portimao was a hidden gem. Yes, I loved Portimao. It was very good to watch. So, how are you faring?
Bad as usual.
Bad as usual. Well, you're getting a lot of... Oh, that was good. The moment you said you were bad, you hit the weak spot, the weak point, and then you did the headshot. But yeah, I didn't like this kind of challenge because it's super slow. You might take somewhat like an hour or half an hour to do this alone if you really want to hit all the weak points and do all the headshots. I hated that. At least in the stealth challenges, you can plan your approach and be sort of versatile in what you can do. In this one, you have to pick one by one, and if they see you, you have to backtrack. It will take more time because they have stopped to look for you, and then you can go back to hit their weak points, and then they see you again, so it's harder to do the headshots. Didn't really enjoy this kind of challenges. According to Andy Reloads, there is a Niflheim map and a boss battle with Hell. if there is, I think that might be a narrative inconsistency with what was established with Dawn of Ragnarok at the end. Because I wouldn't imagine Hell to be in Niflheim anymore by the end of the events of Dawn of Ragnarok. Then again, it could happen. At this point, we have seen so many. I think it's clipping with the wall, and you cannot hit his head. Spotted. There we go. Come on. No. I don't see them making like big new maps connected to the mythological realms. But I think that in the video, Andy mentioned that there might be like smaller maps, like something for the crossover, similar to the crossover maps like the Isle of Skye. Again, I wouldn't be a huge fan of that. After spending so much time on Dawn of Ragnarok, I very much want to go back to grounded or semi-grounded stories and not mythological stuff. So, by the way, Hernan, welcome to the stream. Didn't say hi. Jetin really not sure about these new American tracks. They are adding Miami and Las Vegas. We're gonna see. In what, less than a month, we're gonna see Miami and see what kind of track it's going to be. I read like a few hours ago that Ferrari is going to bring some updates already there, potentially. So we're gonna see. I deserve a good bottle of champagne after completing the Mastery Challenge. Yeah, reward yourself, especially when the game does not. Good job. That was good. Well, you're a sniper, so it makes sense that you're better at these challenges than the stealth ones.
Not so good.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have to get the bonus for killing all the targets, so good. Go. Yes, that was good. So you killed all the targets? No.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Okay. How old is Eivor now? Well, depending what you mean by now. I think she is... The game starts in 856? 856? Or something like that. And Eivor is already, what, 4 or 5 years old? Then it's 878 by the end. So it's 20 more years, 22. I say she's around 25 to 30 by the end of the main game. And then there's 10 more years till the Siege of Paris. So by the time of the Siege of Paris, Eivor should be 45-ish. After Siege of Paris, she should be around 40 to 50. I don't have the proper dates at my disposal, but Siege of Paris is 887 and 888 or something. So they should be 30 to 40 years after, well, 40-ish years after Eivor was born. I got hooked in the wrong game. Super Mario is not this hard. Yeah, well, Super Mario is different. Super Mario can get very hard in some of the hardest levels in every game that they released, even the recent ones. The good thing is that Super Mario can get hard, but in the levels that you know, see, if they get burnt, you cannot headshot them, which I hate so much. Like this can be super frustrating, and especially if you get gold only, because now you're just competing for bronze. So this is crazy. I hope that the requirements are more lenient in part 2. That's something I miss from the old game. See the years where stuff is happening. Yes, I think that they're not doing that anymore because they don't want fans to complain, but this actually is coming back at them. with fans complaining that you don't know the timeline about what is happening, or or fans making their own timeline. I know that some people at the wiki are have been very hard at work to create a timeline of the various story arcs of the main game, because some of them are tied to historical events, so you can kind of like create some sort of timeline about what happened before what, but it is super hard. And now with the recent Sword of the White Horse novel, there is a reference that states that this book takes place after the ending of the main game, and in the events of the main game, it's in the events of the book, it says that Eivor is planning to go. No, Eivor has gone to Ireland already by 878, and is planning to go to Caledonia, which is basically Scotland. So that's a reference to the fact that the crossover with Cassandra is happening after 878. So how cool it is that the historical references we get from a book that releases 2 years after the main game. Isn't it cool? So we're playing as a 40-year-old who acts like an infant. Not sure about her acting like an infant, but at least AC is not new to playing with old characters. We have played with old Ezio and even older Ezio in Brotherhood and Revelations. So in itself, it's not too bad to play with an old character. Actually, you explore emotions and feelings that usually you do not explore in main games, because you're usually seeing characters that are mostly young. I think Bayek was pretty old towards the end of the Hidden Ones, like 40 years old or 50. Shout out to Sary for the great gameplay we're watching. See, James is always so kind. Thank you so much. I still need to read Sword of the White Horse. I'm halfway. We have published a review. It was written by our Soroses. She is much faster at reading books. I'm halfway. I have to say I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it is as good as Heresy or Forsaken, but it is pretty good. There's more Hidden Ones stuff in there than in the DLCs recently. I'm not sure about the game, but there's Hytham in the book, and there is a new Hidden Ones bureau in London with a new character in there as well. There are some missions that our main character has to do for the Hidden Ones in this book, so it's pretty cool in there. And there are references to the King Arthur mythology with Excalibur as well. So and also this picks up after the events of the main game, so they are looking for Excalibur. I mean, the main character is looking for Excalibur, while we know that Eivor owns it now. So it is pretty interesting. I'm not sure where it is going, if it's going to end up well or not, but it looks pretty okay. Hello Sam KJ, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Your wife is doing a great job with these.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scatha. Yeah, the boss here is pretty tough. Well, especially if you have more than one guy. But you're doing a great job. But like you can see, like having to backtrack every time means that the challenge will last half an hour, even more. Especially because these guys, they hide behind a shield, so sometimes it can be better to, I don't know, not stay on the ground, but like go up and look at their weak spot. Careful. The timeless in Odyssey and Valhalla are an absolute mess. Origins did it better-ish. I mean, Origins did have at least the years where the DLCs and the main game and the events started, but I remember them messing up the timeline between the DLCs, and they had to patch a new time, a new historical time at the start of the Hidden Ones DLC because it didn't make sense. I remember there were some comments by the devs online. How is the Sword of the White Horse as a comic? It's not a comic, it's a book, it's a novel. It's 350 pages long, so not short, not long, like average book, average novel. Good job. Yes, yes. So yeah, it's a good book. It's worth trying it at least. It might not be the most amazing AC book ever, but Giacomo is asking how much bestimia have you said before you were able to take all the gold medals. I did not say any of that, any bad words, but at the same time I did not also get all the gold medals. I know it's bad to say it, but I gave up. At the same time, I don't think, wow, that was good. I didn't want to waste any more time in a game mode that is purposefully and intentionally designed to frustrate you as a player. So there are some situations, not the entire game mode. Like I said, the stealth challenges I loved pretty much. And I'm not a good sniper as Sary is. So, come on. That was good, I think. Sary, you can use the ability, they are saying.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of abilities, I didn't really.
The ability, that ability is the one that pierces the wall? Or is it the smoke one? Like the sleepy one? I think you can maybe get them to sleep. It's with X. Wow. Did you get the headshot while dodging? I mean, I think that there is the aim corrector as well. But you've always been super good at sniping in all the games that we play together. It's kind of weird that Eivor has all these pieces of Eden and not a single Proto-Templar tried to take any. That's probably why Eivor flees to England, because too much attention. Yeah, it is super weird. I wonder if with part 2 they're going back to Eivor not realizing anything about the Isu and the first civilization and the pieces of Eden. As it was the case with all of year 1. Wow. Can you get him? Come on, Sary, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Yes, good job. Oof. A one-day book if you're very good at reading 350 pages. Sometimes I read 10 pages a day because I don't have time, and only in the moments where I need, like when I'm commuting or where I'm moving from place to place, sometimes I read from my phone. And that was it. All in Mine Hideout. Silver. Almost silver. But yeah, this is absolutely frustrating in my opinion. Like, the way you played, I think you deserved way more than this. It's the focus shot ability. Sages have no special lifespan. No, indeed, they could die at any time. I always have huge respect for players who can aim like this with a controller. Oh yeah, because you're playing on PC. Yes. Yeah. We are never playing with mouse and keyboard. we're old. We're used to play with a pad, and I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. Not bad, 751 out of 1,000. In my opinion, the hardest challenge. Yes, that was very good. Good job, Sary. I have a question. So I wanted to buy an AC book, but the problem is that I don't know which to buy first. It depends on how much time you would like to spend on do you want one book and that's it, or would you like to read more AC books after this one? Because if you'd like to read only one book, I would suggest you read the best out of them, in my opinion. That is Assassin's Creed Heresy, which was published around 2015 or 16, and it's about Joan of Arc, and it has a modern day part as well, and it's about the Sword of Eden. There's a lot of good stuff. There are some ties to Assassin's Creed Unity as well, so that's pretty cool. Another very good book is Assassin's Creed Forsaken, which is basically the story of Haytham Kenway from when he was a kid up until his final years, which is absolutely, it's written very well and has some ties to Assassin's Creed 3, of course, but also to Assassin's Creed 4, because at the start of Forsaken you can see some you can see the early years of Haytham with old Edward Kenway, so in London, which is pretty cool. So I suggest those two, and then if you'd like to get to some closer, like some books about more recent events in the games, I could suggest you to read Sword of the White Horse, which is tied to Valhalla, or the novelization for Origins was pretty okay, my opinion. There is a book tied to Assassin's Creed Unity. It's not a novel, it's an interactive book, which basically when you open the pages there are some documents and tiny notes and stuff, so it's pretty cool, and it's called the Abstergo Entertainment Employee Handbook, and it's tied to Arno's story and the modern day story in 2014. So some of those are pretty cool. If you'd like to read all of them instead, Sam, I'm gonna say hello Assassin's Creed community. If you'd like to play all of them, there's not a timeline, because most of the books, not all of them, but they are mostly tied to one of the main games. So there's always a novelization tied to all the main games, starting with Assassin's Creed 2. But there's also a book called Assassin's Creed: The Secret Crusade, which is tied to Assassin's Creed 1 in Assassin's Creed Revelations. And when they opened up the transmedia universe, they had some more books that are their own story, like Heresy. I suggest you start with Heresy, see if you enjoy reading novels about Assassin's Creed, or if it's not your jam. And if it is, then you can also go on the Assassin's Creed wiki. There's pages dedicated to all the novels in Assassin's Creed, so you can find them as well there. I've been reading through Forsaken while I replay AC3, and it's very good. Yes, it's absolutely very good, especially because it shows sides of Haytham Kenway that you don't get from AC3. And back then, Haytham was one of the favorite characters of the Assassin's Creed community, even just by playing the game. And if you read the book, you see other sides and how he was supposed to be trained as an assassin, and then was actually brought to the dark side or to the Templars, and he very much believed in the Templar cause. So that's pretty cool, and there's a lot of conspiracy stuff in there as well. So yeah, I suggest at F, I'm happy that you're reading Forsaken. And Secret Crusade, yes. Well, I wouldn't say it's a direct novelization of AC1, because a good chunk of the events shown connected to Altair are stuff that is not in AC1. And there's also some connections to the Polo brothers getting to Masyaf towards its later years before Masyaf was destroyed. So that's pretty cool, actually. Look at the tweets update now. There was an update by Assassin's Creed. Let's have a look. So we can have a look live at the... Are there any patch notes? I don't see any. I think I might have mistaken your comment. KA. Which tweets did you mention? I don't see any update. Lurk mode, gotta start putting kids to bed. Any reason why Oliver Bowden stopped writing books on AC after Origins? I have no idea, but if I recall correctly, Oliver Bowden was a pen name under which I think more than one writer wrote. I think there was one writer who wrote the novels up until the Ezio era, maybe some of the later ones like AC4 or Unity. And then there was another guy. I think if you look up, Oliver Bowden on the Assassin's Creed Wiki, you should be able to find the actual names of the writers that wrote under that pen name. And then I think that they decided to go to actual acclaimed writers, not to throw any shades on the writers that wrote on under Oliver Bowden, because they also had obtained some prizes, if I recall correctly. But I think they wanted to go with some renowned artists and writers. So that's what they did. And then when they found Christy Golden or Matt Kirby, and they found that what they wrote actually connected with the AC community, they stayed with them with some of the books. So some both Matt Kirby and Christy Golden wrote more than one book for AC. Even though sadly, as of now, they have stopped. I would like Christy Golden to go back. She was my favorite writer of AC novels. And Matt Kirby is runner-up, second for me. I think that even if it's very heavily focused on the Viking story, Geirmund Saga, which was a tie-in to Valhalla, tie-in novel, was a very good book. It was very well written, and I really liked it. So yeah. I just saw 8 tweets. AC. 8 tweets? What? What happened? If you're DMing them, please do, because I'll have a look, because I don't see any tweets by the Assassin's Creed official account. So yeah. In the meantime, there's an infographic but no detailed patch notes. Yes. As far as I know, I saw only the picture that they shared, and basically it was the classic patch notes post without the links to the patch notes, which was pretty bad in my opinion. I don't know. Giacomo Ruggeri, his previous ones are about the Ezio trilogy, so they are not needed to understand the Secret Crusade. Yes, and also, in my honest opinion, the Ezio trilogy novels, a lot of that is non-canon because it contradicts the games. The part that don't contradict the game, the Ezio games, they are new canon, which is fine. There's stuff about I think Ezio in Cappadocia that is new, and there's some new stuff in there about Ezio, but there's a lot of stuff in the Ezio novels that is non-canon. Like, for example, at the end of the first Ezio novel, Rodrigo Borgia did die. Like, I think for some reason, I think that they told him that Rodrigo Borgia was about to die in AC2, so he wrote him properly dying in the novel, and then at the start of the Brotherhood novel, he says something like, no, he did not die, so it wasn't amazing. Tweet from Ubisoft support says patch notes are not ready yet. Not sure if I can post links here. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. If it's the Ubisoft support day saying that the notes are not ready yet. Okay, there's not real news, but okay, I guess. I'm honestly surprised. Did you die?
No, I finished.
You completed it. Good job.
Well, bronze. So
Bronze.
Yeah.
Well, you completed it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a good thing that they're not able to complete the patch notes the day before the patch is released. It's not a good look, honestly. Yeah, that's one. Kaleva Outpost. Like James said, just info, discussion, and official ACV website, nada, nothing, zero. Yeah. I'd imagine at this point that they're going to share them either overnight or tomorrow morning, a few hours before. I don't think that they even mentioned the release time. Usually it's either 1 p.m. CET or 2 p.m. CET. Recently it's been 1 p.m. CET for the last one or two updates, so it should be the case this time as well. So you make the oh, thank you for joining us, James. Time to walk the dog. That's one of the best things. So enjoy your walk with your dog. Say hi to him or her on our behalf, and have a good evening. The notes are not ready. Was that something only Dom could do? Or are they just bleeding community team staff losses and not replacing people? I think that there are the same amount of people in the community team right now as it was the case before Dom left. Or maybe there's one less. The thing is, doing the patch notes, for what I know, is pretty complicated, and you need to be taught properly to do them, because as far as I know, what we see in the patch notes is only I wouldn't say a small part, but it's only a part of everything that is added to the patch. So one of the jobs of the community managers is also deciding what to highlight and what to show, and how to present the best additions of the patch notes. So yeah, I would say that recently the communications from the Assassin's Creed social media has been a bit lacking. I hope that's going to change in the future, now that there's going to be more content. At least we know about Mastery Challenge happening, and there are already rumors about Tombs of the Fallen, so it could follow soon or semi-soon, maybe later in the year. So yeah. Do you think this will have actual lore at the end of this? Depending on what you consider to be... Good job, Sary. To be considered actual lore, but yes. Mastery Challenge Part 1 had a story. Sorry, that also involved a piece of Eden called the Odin's Eye, which is basically a compass that should describe or point to the location of a location called Odin's Vault or something like that. So hopefully we should reach that Odin's Vault, and then we should find a Valkyrie armor in there. If you're calling proper lore something that connects to the main story of the main game, probably not, because this is a free content. Not everyone is going to play it, so I wouldn't expect it to be super important, but I would expect it at least to have some connections with the First Civilization story and lore. KA, you DM'd us. Let me have a look. Sent a photo. Oh yeah, well. Yes, yeah, they posted that. Yes. Oh, let me see. What is this? Yes. So basically, they did post. They did make a post about the title update, but there are no references to the notes of the patch, so we can't prepare. I mean, the nice side to this is that we're going to have a surprise about what to expect in the patch tomorrow. The bad side of this is that the communication seems to be lacking even more, so not an amazing look for sure. I envy how Sary is able to chill when she can't reach the next medal for nothing. And how does she do? The key to that is that she does not care. So very much is like she doesn't care. We're just playing to have fun without gunning for the best result ever. We're just here to have fun with you guys. Yeah. So yeah. The patch should be out either at 2 p.m. CEST or 1 p.m. CEST. I think 1.5.0 was available at 1 p.m. CEST. There was the patch supporting Dawn of Ragnarok. Hello Doomslayer, welcome to the stream. You've been up since 4:30. Wow, man. Or lady. Was a tough day, I guess. I hope we can allow you to just chill and relax if you'd like to stay with us and just have a very easy kind of chat and an easy time here as Sary is bashing all these enemies. Did you grind to get the swordfish? If so, were you disillusioned as I was? No. I mean, I always postpone the fish challenges, and then I don't do them. Almost silver. Well, not really almost silver, but
fine.
That's fine. So no, I did not get the swordfish. I did get it in Odyssey. Not sure if that counts. From which websites should I buy the books? I live in Germany, but I want to buy the English edition. I would suggest usually Amazon is easy. If you live in Germany, you could use Amazon UK, which should be... But I think that also Amazon Germany, like Amazon Italy, does provide the English books, but you have to... in the search, you need to be very precise and look if the book that you're buying is the one in German or in English or in another language. So Amazon is the way to go on average. And then if you're looking for the books that have been released only in French, if you speak French, my go-to place usually is fnac.com, fnac.com. And I use usually the Rakuten app for the digital comics. Otherwise, I suggest you going to Amazon for the hardcover or like for the tangible copies. If only because that's the place where most of the books are released, so it's easier for you to just prepare a single order of all the books that you want. Yes, 1.5.0 was at 1 p.m. CET. But now we have summertime. Oh, I mean, I'll be there at 1 p.m. and check it, and if it's not there, it's gonna be probably at 2 or whatever. I hope that they're going to have some communication about the release time before the release time. It wouldn't be the first time where they had issues with the release time, so. Sary, can you shoot at the cages to release the animals? If they ask us, we have to do that. Yes. Go, go, go. Go, 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 animals. What's that? Is that a lynx?
Yeah.
Yes. Are there any animals? Yeah, there we go. I think this was the challenge where you could not go down. You could just stay here, right? You could just move from place to place, but you can't go. Can you go down? I don't recall that. You can? I'm hoping they eventually translate the Silk Road book because my French is terrible, but Basim is in it, so I would like to read it. I am also in the process of reading it. I stopped because I wanted to complete Sword of the White Horse first. I would say don't raise your hopes up about the Silk Road book in terms of Basim content. I think there are some letters written by Basim, but there's not actually a presence by Basim. So there might be some letters there. I don't know about the ending, so I'm not sure. But as far as I know, there is Basim tied to it, but there's not a lot of Basim in it. I'm now a Twitch streamer on PC. Congratulations. What games are you streaming? Doomslayer. The animals should count towards indirect kills if they take a guard out. Weak points. Hit. Good job. You're welcome, Atef. Always happy to help. And if you have other questions about the books and transmedia, feel free to ask them. I'm always happy to. Actually, these days I'm in the process of creating a list of the stuff that I'm missing in the AC Transmedia, because in the last year and a half I've been dealing with digital stuff, and I wanted to have more stuff in my collection back here. So I'm missing a lot of books, some of which I read digitally or I wasn't able to read because reading, I can read in French, but it takes me some time, so I really need a lot of time to read the French novels. That is why it's taking me a bit more time to read the Basim novel. Warhammer 40k, Space Marines, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, Gears of War 5. Wow! A lot of of war games. I should have expected that with a name, Doomslayer, and the I think it's a Division Avatar. How is Lego Star Wars the Skywalker Saga? Is it a good game? I think I mentioned in other streams that I'm going full immersion on Star Wars recently. I'm at season 5 of Clone Wars. So, how is the Lego Star Wars game? Like, the Lego Star Wars about the Skywalkers, because I think there's more Lego Star Wars game. That was... Oh, you didn't shoot the arrow. Oh, you want to burn them, so it counts as an indirect kill. Lagarde. My friend, I already asked you this a few months ago, but you should really consider to do a podcast. Oh, yes. I've been thinking about that, the podcast with Andy and Joe Raptor. I've been thinking of doing that, or like organizing that a few days ago, and then I I postponed that idea. At some point, I'm gonna call both of them and see if we can find some time to discuss AC. I think this is a good time, considering that the communication is lacking and that we are dealing with different topics. Andy is dealing more with gameplay and information from the game files. Yor is very much focused on gameplay and tricks and builds and whatnot, while I'm heavily focused on the story of Assassin's Creed and Valhalla and whatnot. So it could be a nice round table to have, for sure. You can upgrade your character. You have the voice actors in the game, like the voice actors from the movies or from the series. If the Rift game is confirmed, when do you think it's going to be announced? I'm gonna say E3, or I don't think we can call it E3 anymore, but at the upcoming Ubisoft Forward, whenever it's going to happen, or if they're going to have a new event. The new big event by Ubisoft, I would expect that to be a good occasion to announce Rift. And I would expect Rift to have a different name than Rift. Assassin's Creed Basim. Or Basim's Creed Basim. Or Basim's Basim Basim. That would be a good title.
What?
That would be a good title. Basim's Basim Basim. Yeah. How about Dark Strider, who is the bug expert? You mean for the round table? Which one? Oh, okay, I remember this one. This is a good one. You need to get to the end, to the exit. You have to stay anonymous and put enemies to sleep and loot chests. So you don't have to necessarily kill them. Mm-hmm. You can, but you have the ability of the sleep dart, the sleep arrow. You guys have to play AC Unity together. It's going to be fun. With Dark Strider? Do you think that this is our last DLC, or is there more I would expect? This to... Good job. I would expect this to be... Don't wake them up. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You need to not be... You need to stay anonymous. Why are you doing this, Sary?
Releasing some stress.
Oh, you're releasing stress, okay. So yeah, I don't think we're going to have more DLCs. But then again, I heard other opinions by other AC content creators and within the community. For example, Andy Reloads mentioned a potential boss fight in Niflheim, so there could be another, maybe smaller area where there could be, I wouldn't call it a DLC, but like a free content in a bigger area, like the Isle of Skye. It could be done. Indeed, it's a really good time to do this podcast all together. Of course, you need to prepare some questions. Yeah, we could do that. Maybe now or pre. You don't have the Hayden Blade. Maybe you can restart.
Yeah, because I didn't get it.
Can you restart? I think you can. You can't? You should be able to. Oh, okay. So yeah, we could do that either soon or maybe before the Ubisoft Forward to like for our predictions or something. Could be nice. What were the emails in AC1 about? I haven't played that game, but I saw in a comment on your Dawn of Ragnarok video that those emails got retconned. Was it? Oh yes, I mentioned in one of the in the comments. Yeah. When we released the videos, that day and probably the day after, I'm always there to answer the comments. I can't keep up with all the comments in the subsequent days, but yes. Yeah, very much like what I mentioned is that Assassin's Creed 1 in the modern day had a good number of emails that were describing the world outside the Abstergo lab as a how can I call it, like a post-catastrophe kind of world. Like it's not like the world was hit by a catastrophe, but it was a world where there were oil spills, the quality of the air was super bad, cinemas had been, like the cinema industry had been closed, Abstergo was ruling all over, like it was super dark in terms of world building. There was some polluting of the water that killed a lot of people, and some of these events were mentioned. Some of these events were mentioned in Assassin's Creed Initiates, but at the same time, since I would say AC3 to AC4, when the events in the modern day reached our timeline, so when Assassin's Creed reached 2012 and 2013, the devs decided to go to a different approach and make the modern day as if it was happening in our real modern day, in our real society. So they made the modern day sort of like an ARG, and thus if they wanted to have the modern day of AC4 and the other games taking place in our world, it couldn't be the world described in AC1 with a lot of polluted air, a lot of people being killed by this, a lot of entertainment industries being closed off and stuff like that. So they, I think they made a few posts on Assassin's Creed Initiates mentioning that was some illusion created by Erudito, who wrote some bad articles back then, but that was all fictitious, and basically that was a retcon about there was a retcon to make it so that the modern day is taking place in our real world. So yeah, that's the, I can't even say it was the short version of it, but yeah, that's the gist of it. I agree with the idea to do this podcast with you and Andy Reloads and Joe Raptor. They are the most appropriate guests for the franchise, indeed. Yes. Lagarde had a very good idea, and then I think I slept a bit on it. But this is a good occasion to do that. A few weeks we could do that. In a few weeks we could do this podcast, or stream. We'll see if we can do that. Hello XXX Plane, welcome to the stream. We did indeed have a great day. I hope you had it too. Welcome from Hamburg. Oh, that's nice to see. We have a few German fans today. Sorry, but I have to go. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. It was a real nice pleasure to have you today, and also thanks for the direct message with the information. That was very nice. Have a good time and see you next Monday. Yes, we're gonna have another Monday stream as usual next Monday. My wife was born and raised in Germany. When she aged 20, she moved to Arizona. Oh, hello, Andy. Let me know when you want to do a podcast. Welcome to the stream. So nice to see you here. Yes. I'm gonna send you a DM soon. I think I already have. I already know the proper occasion to do this. It's so cool that this is coming from an idea by the fans and it's happening live during the stream. It's so cool. Andy Hive. I always lurk and watch your streams. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Andy. I didn't expect Andy to be here. Look at how many Andy fans in the stream. So many fans. Popular guest today, yes. Which version of Ezio do you like the most? Or of Ezio, so not games. I'm gonna say... It's a tough question. I'm gonna say AC2. The brush character, even though I really like old Ezio from Revelations, the wise one. Like some of the maxims that he pronounces throughout the game are very good throughout Revelations. That's a way to be stealthy.
When you cannot be stealthy.
Yeah, I mean, if you kill the guards, then it means that you were stealthy because nobody was there to change it. What do you think of the Mastery Challenges are going to be like tomorrow? Asks Andy. I'm gonna expect them to be similar to the ones in part 1. I hope that they're going to be easier or at least more lenient. I don't necessarily need them to be easier, but at least for them to be not as frustrating as the original ones. And I hope that they complete the story. They should be completing the story because after that they only have Tombs of the Fallen to complete the Hildebrand story. And I think, like you mentioned in your latest video, the Tombs of the Fallen will be used for other stuff rather than the Hildebrand / Valkyrie content. So I do hope that they close off the Valkyrie content, the Hilder / Hildebrand, and Odin Vault and Valkyrie stuff and Valkyrie armor stuff. You get the Valkyrie armor at last, and then you can move on with more and different stuff. That's more or less my expectations. I don't watch a lot of different YouTube channels, but I respect and value the ones I do, and it's fun to see the community interaction. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't always have the time to check a lot of new channels, but yeah, I do value the effort put by the community as well. So you got to the end.
Yeah.
You could put more guards to sleep, but you prefer to go to the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate stealth.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully less bugs this time. I agree, Andy, because like we mentioned earlier in the stream, there were some bugs that were in some of the missions you could not have any misstep, and sometimes the guards killed themselves and ruined your mission without any of your input in there, which was absolutely frustrating. Doesn't Ubisoft exist in AC lore and Abstergo partnered with them? Yes, it was mentioned in AC4. Ubisoft self-cameoed in AC. Hello Kazekage, welcome to the stream. So nice to see you once again. Oh Andy, can you count? You can count there will be bugs, yes. I would expect some bugs to be there because every update, including the DLCs, always adds more bugs than it fixes. But yeah, I would hope that maybe they can release some hot fixes later. I don't know, the fact that they're not releasing the notes yet doesn't bear such amazing news, honestly. My wife being retired from her acting career. Wow! Acting career. What has she played in? Like theater or movies? We'll receive the reality of the update tomorrow. I think you should kick them into the... Oh, there's full damage kills. I hated this one as well, because they had to die via fall damage, so you had to lower their life, but not too much, while using the hammer, which is the weapon that deals the most damage in the game, I think, or something like that, per single hit. And then you had to get super close and then use the kick ability in order for them to fall in the fire and die as well. I hated this. Especially because the height from when they were falling was very tiny, so they didn't die. Movies, that's amazing. That's cool. Well, the notes will not change anything. It would be just nice to have them already. Yes. No, what I meant is that if the notes are not locked yet, it means that some stuff might have been added last minute to the patch, to the update. And if that was the case, it means that the late minute additions might break some of the system. Well, not the systems, but some of the features of the game. It depends on whether this update... I would expect this update to have been super tested in the last few months, so... But we've seen a lot of other updates bring in more bugs, so we're gonna have to wait and see as usual. She was star... Got you, ATA? She was star in every movie and TV series. What do you mean, got you, ATA? Hello, Command Central, welcome to the stream. They had to include extra bugs for Andy and Skata. That's the... Oh, okay, that makes sense. only for them. Only for them. I mean, you killed him and then he failed, so that can count as fall kill. Oh, got you. What you meant? Yeah. Okay, sorry. I lost the flow of the conversation. But yeah. Oh, ouch. So. These guys, from this height, you can kick them and hopefully they should die. Or not. Come on, now I feel special. Yeah, you are special because Ubisoft is creating bugs specifically for you. Careful. You can use the ability. Or not.
I'm dead.
You can not use the ability now. You cannot use the ability now. It's too late.
I don't even know what abilities I have.
Yeah, because there's my head instead of the ability wheel. I hope that my head can inspire you.
You could put...
I could put like the four circles around my head.
Yeah, I think I wish.
what are your thoughts on all the Rift stuff? Andy is asking. I hope these games brings some more assassiny stuff. The thing is, if this is about Basim, as all the rumors are pointing to, it cannot be Basim after the events of Valhalla. It necessarily has to be about Basim before Valhalla, and that's when he was an assassin, so a hidden one. So this means that they cannot avoid, if Basim is actually the main character, they cannot avoid having a main game, or hopefully a main game, dedicated to a main character that is an assassin, that is part of the Assassin Brotherhood. So I have some hopes. I don't want to have too many hopes because I've been there. I'm not gonna be hyped about something that is going to disappoint me later on. So I have some hopes. I do believe that there's going to be more assassiny stuff, and going back to the Middle East because of Baghdad, on the year of on the 15th anniversary of Assassin's Creed, so callbacks to Assassin's Creed 1. We could have something cool in our hands, something nice to play, but it's all up in the air at this point. What will Ubisoft do when they visited all the interesting and important time periods in AC? Will we then have a second Egypt game, or what do you think? I think that there's history has so much to tell. There's potentially infinite historical periods and settings that they can explore. Sure, there are the most coveted ones, so ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, ancient Greece, medieval Japan, the Industrial Revolution, French Revolution. Those are the huge events in the human history. But there's a lot of I wouldn't call them lesser, but more local events that happened in a lot of countries that were pivotal in those countries' histories. So I think that Ubisoft could do anything they wanted. The thing is that they moved from telling a story in a specific historical period and in a period of turmoil and stuff. They moved from that to telling a fantasy, like telling the pirate fantasy, the Viking fantasy, the Greek mercenary fantasy, or the Greek hero fantasy. So it is different because I would like to see, for example, the War of Independence in Italy, but there's no fantasy to sell there. Not a lot of people know about the wars within a single country, unless it's like a huge historical event that involved the entire world. I don't think you can go there. You need to go. So in order to go to other historical events, after they do all the major ones, I think they will have to move from the idea of telling a fantasy to go back to tell history, or a modified version of history, as is always the case in AC. And you do agree with about Rift. I have some good hopes, but not more than that. It seems like the stars could be aligning, but then again, it's a smaller scale game, so you don't know what to expect from those. I mean, I did enjoy Rogue. I did not enjoy the representation of the Templars and Assassins in Rogue. But as its own game and the time they took to create it, I think it was a good game. So I hope they can pull off something similar with Rift. Have you beaten Surtur yet? I am working on that right now, but I get him barely dead and he gets me with a sword every time. My suggestion is, I think they made a huge mistake there. But basically, if you use the power of Muspelheim in the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC, you basically are immune to any kind of fire damage. So if you have upgraded your bracer and you have the 2 slots for the Hogger energy or whatever it's called, and you activate the power of Muspelheim during the Surtur battle, basically he cannot cause you any damage up until you consume all the Hogger energy. So basically, like half of the boss battle is for free, pretty much. Like you can keep hitting him, even walking on the lava, while he cannot damage you in any way. Would be interesting to see a story set during the Cold War in AC Infinity. I think that AC Infinity has the opportunity, based on the little information that we have about this project. But if it really is about telling different types of stories in different types of games within the same platform, they could tell smaller stories about specific time periods or specific characters. I mean, I can see the devs going back to that home screen from the Helix platform in Assassin's Creed Unity, and just have some of those stories in Infinity. Would be cool. Like the jazz age junkies. That would be amazing. Full of the kind of material AC has used and ties to the existing lore easily. Yes, I think that with that, if Rift is successful, they could have some smaller stories and smaller games like Rift, and more compact stories in Rift on a more regular basis, and that would be pretty cool. What AC game is the best in my opinion? I get the question in every stream. I would say I don't have a favorite game. Wow, that was very far. That was good. Good job, Sary. I'm gonna say, like my usual answer is, in terms of historical story, I really like the Assassin's Creed 2. I'm very biased because I'm Italian. In terms of modern day, I did like very much Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 3. I also liked Valhalla's main game, not counting the post-launch, but like the main game I really very much enjoyed. I would say it's in my top 3 or top 4 or 5. Scatha, you're probably right, but for $60 I can't imagine a lot of people buying it, especially if it's going to be a short game, but we'll see. Yes, the thing is that now AC fans are used to huge open world games that are taking them so many hours to complete. So going back to like having a full game that takes you a shorter amount of time, and that takes you it's not an RPG, so you don't have, it's not an open, I mean, it will be an open world, yes, but it will not have an entire country to explore or a portion of a country, so it will feel different. I wonder what the price point for that will be, because it's a main title, but they received a lot of backlash about the $40 for Dawn of Ragnarok. So I wonder where they're going to position the game in terms of pricing. I think it will be interesting if the Order of the Ancients Grandmaster in Rift is a reincarnated Isu like Basim, or from another pantheon. I'm not sure if I'm happy about that, unless that is Aita, because if they're doing once again for the third time another reincarnated Isu thingy, it would feel absolutely repetitive, in my opinion at least. Like, they already had Aita that is reborn every time, and now we have the Asgardian Isu that are reborn one time. I wouldn't be a huge fan of having other reborn Isu otherwise. It's kind of like the more you do that, the more you reduce the feeling of the first civilization being utterly destroyed with the catastrophe and after the catastrophe. So the more Isu have survived the catastrophe, the lesser the payoff from Assassin's Creed 3 and beyond. If Rift is more compact but with a good story and better development, I would easily spend $60 on it. Same, absolutely same. I would say at least I would like to go back and try the feeling of the old Ezio games that you could complete in 15 to 20 hours or 30 hours, I don't know. I would like to see how it feels now. Like, would it feel short? Would it feel that's it, it's already done? Or would it feel like, oh, that's a very cohesive experience in a densely populated area? It's like the old games, so I feel satisfied. I really am interested in seeing how that feels. I'd rather spend $40 for a DLC than $40 for gear packs, yes. Even though, if the DLC is Dawn of Ragnarok, I mean, my personal opinion is not very good on Dawn of Ragnarok. I would have preferred to spend $20 on Wrath of the Druids and $20 on Siege of Paris. In terms of story, because the gameplay in Dawn of Ragnarok was better. Though the black box missions in Siege of Paris were not half bad, honestly. Mine is AC2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Black Flag, AC3, but to each their own, yes. I mean, AC2 is the favorite game for a lot of fans, especially the old fans. Totally understandable. Agree, I don't even like them calling them all sages. I thought the terms should have stayed with Aita. Yeah. I think, yeah. I mean, the only reference to them being called sages is by King Alfred in his document. Otherwise, or maybe in the modern day documents there are some references to, like, they're called sages. I'm not honestly sure about that. But the thing is, they do say that it's the same technique, but it's varied. Like, the way Odin uses it is different from the way Juno uses it on Aita. So the base technique is the same. It does the same thing, but with different effects, pretty much. The setting of Rift makes it already better for me than Syndicate. I mean, I think that we've had so much stuff happening in London in AC. I think we can move on to any other location than London. We have London. We've had London in AC Syndicate, in Valhalla, in the books. I think there were some other instances of London happening in AC. So yes. Bring Baghdad as soon as possible. Hello Jackals, welcome to the stream, welcome. You're getting here almost at the end of the stream, but yeah. Welcome. I live in London and I've had enough of AC London. Yes, Andy. Yeah, back then in 2010 and 2011, people had enough of having Italy I would say yes. There's different areas in the world that we can explore. I would like to go back to Italy at some point, but we've had Italy in AC2, in AC Brotherhood. We had Rome, ancient Rome. Well, not a lot of ancient Rome, but we had that in the ending of Origins. So yeah, I think we are very much ready to move on to a different location, to a different tone and palette, to a different setting altogether. Absolutely. Hello, James. Welcome back. I hope the dog enjoyed your walk. When you have time, check your email. I sent you some idea for future podcasts. Thank you, Lagarde. Absolutely, I'm gonna have a look later tonight. I wonder what it was about Rift back when it was still a Valhalla DLC that made the devs want it to turn into a full game. I think that the article by Jason Schreier mentioned that what made them change their idea, it wasn't the devs themselves, but it was the higher-ups. And because of COVID and how it impacted the production line, well, not production line, but yeah, the development times for the various games, and because of how some of the games were not received amazingly at Ubisoft, they decided to take more time for the development through the years, and thus, instead of having a DLC for Valhalla, they turned a DLC into a mainline game so that they can focus more on the other stuff that is coming later, including Infinity. So it's not, I don't think it's part of the content. Maybe the original content of the DLC was not even about Basim or Baghdad. Who knows? Or maybe it was. There were a lot of rumors about Dawn of Ragnarok when it first appeared in game files as Meteor and whatnot. So DLCs tend to change a lot throughout the development phase. Asia needs to happen. I agree, Kazakage. Asia needs to happen in the games. We need to see different areas in the world, different cultures. Absolutely. And the same goes, for, I would say, South America also needs to be there. Other Americas than the US. Agreed. Which era would you like to see in AC Infinity? Japan. I already mentioned medieval Japan. I'm banal like that. I'm very easy like that. I want to see Japan or China, but I would prefer Japan. I want to see an assassin, a proper assassin or hidden one, in Japan, dressed as an assassin, as it is in the mangas. Like, you can find some of the mangas and manhwas that are taking place in Japan and China, mostly in China. And there is this Oriental / Asian / Chinese assassin that looks so badass. I want to see that in the game as soon as possible. Assassin's Creed during the Hanseatic League would be cool for me as a hamburger. But this would probably not be a popular one. That's what I was mentioning before. For mainline games, I would expect them to gone for eras that are so much recognized by the wider audience. But with Infinity, they could still go for lesser known eras that can be like super grounded in history. It could be cool to learn more stuff about eras that you might not be super familiar with. And yes, I would like to see an AC game in Germany as well. I have a question off spot. Desmond had ISU DNA in him? Yes. If yes, then does this mean that Desmond's father or mother also had ISU DNA? You have to consider it in another way. Like, within Assassin's Creed and its story, each human has a very tiny portion of Isu DNA, and then there are some humans that like whose DNA lines converge from their ancestors towards them, making it so that they have a better concentration of Isu DNA. So Desmond, I think it was mentioned, that had a 0.9% of Isu DNA, which wasn't a lot, but it was one of the biggest ones amidst the humans, while the sages, the Aita sages, had 5 to 6% of Isu DNA. And to answer your question, yes, Desmond's father and mother also had Isu DNA, but a smaller percentage. I think AC Revelations or AC3 pretty much makes it. There's William, Desmond's father, who actually says that he could not do the same things with Yapple that Desmond can do because of his DNA. So that's more like why. I think I'm one of the few who enjoyed Dawn of Ragnarok. Yes, I've seen Andy mentioning that he enjoyed Dawn of Ragnarok. Another storyline, getting tired of teasers. We've had a chat with Andy about this, about the teasers and the cliffhangers and the stories told only halfway and then left hanging. I agree that enough with the teasers. Let's bring some conclusions to all the stuff that was opened. I think you have to bring some of the like. There should be something here that you can move. Maybe not this. No? Okay. Yeah, and Andy is saying, I'm not a mainstream fantasy guy. Samesies. I'm more into grounded stories in AC. And again, not really into fantasy in AC. I would prefer to have pseudoscience and pseudo history rather than fantasy and magic. I don't think that magic belongs that much in AC. And if you have to have a mythological layer in order to have magic, I think that the direction has shifted too much from what it was earlier. If they put Japan, then Ghost of Tsushima fans will start comparing the both. Yes, absolutely, of course. AC had a lot of occasions to do that, but they didn't. Now that they are developing for the next-gen consoles directly, we could have AC in Japan developed directly on the new consoles. Could be cool. Thank you, Atef, for joining us. It was amazing to have you. I think we'll see you next Monday. So enjoy the day or the evening wherever you are. I'll see you soon. So bye. Grounded stories, agreed. Yes. I think we've had enough fantasy stuff, even in the free and side content. This is slightly better, but even this battle meditation or justification for the mastery challenges, this is justified by this amulet that creates this sort of like magical layer or technology layer over the real world. I would have preferred to call it like an Animus simulation, where it is the Animus that is recreating some fake world. There was an Animus training program in Brotherhood, and AC2 as well. No, it wasn't Brotherhood. At this point, you could say the Animus is super powerful, so you can recreate like entire simulations only for training, and you could have the justification without having necessarily to rely on magic and whatnot. Sci-fi over fantasy, yes, absolutely. I mean, this is what this is what attracted a lot of people to Assassin's Creed back in the day. I have to admit that now what attracts people to Assassin's Creed is not necessarily history. It is also mythology, because that's how Origins, Odyssey, and to a degree even Valhalla were developed. So that's how it is. But I think we should go back to grounded. It's okay if they do like equipment sets or items that are a bit more on the magical stuff, on the magical side, because we do know, like, they're not part of the story. The equipment set are there for you to have fun, apart from some of the equipment sets, like the one that we're wearing right now. This is the mentor set, so they have some tiny story connected to them. Other than that, you can have magical equipment sets. I wouldn't care as long as the story is grounded. I honestly don't care if there is a flaming horse. It's gameplay related. It's not really story related. So if it's there, I won't care. But if the story is based on magic and mythology, it's not really my cup of tea, honestly. Making AC realistic. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's the very old discussion about, yeah, you want it realistic, but there's artifacts that have an influence on the minds of the people, and then there's leap of fates. There are huge jumps for like hundreds of meters. I think that it's more appropriate to say that I would like to see AC going back to its easy to say to its roots, but at least to have story that are more grounded. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying realistic, but more grounded within the narrative background that has been built for the series over the years. Jumping from the Tower of Pisa to the pile of leaves. Tailgate. If you start a channel that covers lore in other games, I would love to see you cover the lore in Horizon games. Forbidden West has major lore bombs for... Yeah. If I had more time, I would do that. Absolutely. If I had somebody that edited the videos for me, I would do that. Absolutely. Especially for Horizon. But I would love to do that. Even for other games. I would also be happy, like one of the ideas when I'm just brainstorming would be to do like a channel to solve mysteries for all the games. But sometimes for the mysteries connected to games, you need to know the stories of their games as well. So like cracking the ISO language was something incredible and so memorable. Back in 2020 and 2021. Yeah. I would love to do something similar if there are other languages connected to other games. The Unibear got me a little bit. I think it's gonna happen at some point. Like Andy mentioned, it is in the files. And I think that the Assassin's Creed team eventually told Yoraptor that it's going to happen. So it is going to happen at some point. I don't know when. I don't think it was an April Fool. Or maybe it was to say, hey, we know it was in the game files, but it was all an April's Fool, and it's not going to happen. Who knows? Now I'm wondering, have the Karja glyphs been decoded? The Karja glyphs. Are they from Forbidden West or from Zero Dawn? I don't remember. Were there Karja glyphs? Maybe? It's been so much time since I played Zero Dawn and I loved it so much. I am looking forward to you and the team cracking future AC stuff. Thank you, Andy. I think they saw a huge positive community reaction for their hidden secrets. Yes, I think so too. I think especially with Isu language and the way it was connected to that Isu bow, I think that they saw a huge potential with that, and that's why I think they added more mysteries in the DLCs as well. Apart from Dawn of Ragnarok, that they teased so much with so much Isu language, and then they didn't have anything in there, and nothing connected to Odin. But yes, I think I think that they're going to go on with Isu language. Maybe not at the same rhythm as it was before, but like you shared in your recent videos, and like with that sentence that we translated, I think that they're going to go on. And by the way, Tombs of the Fallen, the first part, had 3 Isu language words that were part of a sentence that was never finished. So maybe Tombs of the Fallen Part 2 will have the second part of that Isu language sentence too. So we're gonna see. I also reckon they'll do it again. From Horizon Forbidden West, there are a lot of Karja documents as collectibles, and they are glyphs. They have a meaning as well. I'd be super interested in that. I like Orlog. It's good, relaxing time, and the music is also very relaxing while playing Orlog. Yeah, I also hope that we get more Isu language. It was pretty much a shame that they teased Dawn of Ragnarok both at UB Forward with Isu language on that Muspelheim door, and then with Siege of Paris and the video connected to the Saint Denis Cathedral. All of that was aimed at Dawn of Ragnarok and at Loki. There was a Loki signature, so those sentences were pronounced by Loki, and then Loki did not appear at all because, well, Karla Rota isn't employed probably with Rift, and so everything changed. And on that note, yes, we are clocking in at more than 2 hours. I think that we can get to the end unless you guys have more questions. Wondering if Tombs will have part 3 because Irish Odin runes. I saw your video, Skata, and I'm using it all the time. Every time I have to find back the Odin runes location in Ireland. The thing is that Ireland is an area that only the fans that paid for it have, and Tombs of the Fallen is a free content, so it's very difficult to match those two. I would expect them to continue the story in England for the free content, and that's it. And maybe those 3 Odin runes locations were planned for something before Wrath of the Druids was released, and then it was cut. Give up, Mastery Challenge, too difficult and times consuming for me. Yes, especially the archery ones. I agree.
I love them.
You love them, yes, but they take a lot of time. Unless you are a sniper like you. You're so focused while playing. A riddle for you. I walked through pain without any gain. I fought the gods, but could not rescue my odds. Who is the person? Oh wow, XX Explained. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. You're so kind. You have a good day. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. You're super kind. Thank you for the donation and for being so generous. It is always so humbling to receive some of your donations and your hard-earned cash. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. I'm thinking of the riddle. I fought the gods but could not rescue my odds. I'm not sure. Who could that be?
What?
Let's. I'll read the riddle to Sary as well. I walked through pain without any gain. I fought the gods, but could not rescue my odds. Is that Loki? Not sure. That doesn't fit Loki. Do you have any idea, Sary?
You should know mythology, which I don't.
You should know mythology, which you don't. Okay, I think I give up. I think I give up Spot. Let's get the answer before we wrap up, if you can. I could do it for all if there would be safe way to share accounts. Oh, the Mastery Challenge, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, it's obviously not always safe, and share play, I'm not super sure. I never tried that as well. I hope that the next AC games will be as realistic as AC Unity in terms of parkour. Yes, yesterday, Sebastian, Memento Gallery, shared a video about Unity's parkour. It got like 1,000 retweets overnight. Yes, I would love to see more realistic games like Unity in terms of parkour and physics. And one of the things that I really hated to see is that now No Man's Sky is having better cloth physics than Assassin's Creed Valhalla. No Man's Sky, that is a game that has been updated for 5 years straight, has better cloth physics than Valhalla, which is not amazing. Bayek Trials of the Gods. Maybe. Bayek is a good answer. I saw people doubting that clip because of how good Sebastian is. Yes. I mean, you really need to be good with AC Unity's parkour. You need to know which buttons to press and how the animations perform. You need to have played a lot of Unity to be that good. Yeah. I think only Leo K is as good as Sebastian with Unity and with Unity's parkour. That was Bayek. Good job, wiser student. Good job. I didn't get it. I thought it was something about the Norse mythology. Absolutely missed the mark. And I think, really, on that note, we can wrap up the stream. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today again. Tomorrow we might have another stream if the update is actually released properly as Ubisoft announced. So we might stream at the same time, more or less, so we can all play together the Mastery Challenge Part 2 and lose again. But we can see a bit of its story. We'll try not to be too spoilery, of course. And then maybe throughout the week we could stream again for the Ostara Festival to see if there is new rewards. We're gonna see on Thursday when the festival is made available. So guys, keep your eyes on the channel. And after Mastery Challenge is released, we're gonna probably have an analysis of its story. Not gonna be in depth as the mythology ones, but we're gonna have to wait and see.
See how much we're going to complain.
You think I'm gonna complain about
stuff? You always complain.
I always complain, so yeah, you can expect me complaining even without playing the content. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Keep your eyes on the channel. And if you can't make it to our streams throughout the week, we'll be streaming next Monday as usual. So if you can't meet us throughout the week, we'll meet next week. So thank you guys so much. Thank you all for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow probably.
Wait, I have to kill him.
All right.